As my nanny used to say, bottoms up, bitches. We have the top 5 worst movies of the year. There are some real stinkers here. Some of them, I'll admit, are more just disappointing, but the latter 3 are, oh boy. Starting with number 5, we have Smile. As I mentioned before, Smile isn't a terrible movie. I just highly disagree with the Rotten Tomatoes score. It's a movie that begs you to find its premise creepy, and realistically, I'm an easily spooked kind of guy. But aside from just being a bit grotesque at times, Smile fails on every level of horror. Setting up incredibly obvious plot points with little payoff, the movie has no legs to stand on, making it honestly just a really boring watch. Up next, we have number 4, Secret Headquarters. Next on our list, it's not disappointing, it's not terrible, it's just the most boring movie I've seen this year. I cannot tell you the amount of times I had to stand up, stretch, get a pot of coffee going, just so I could keep going through the film. Now, the kids are half decent actors, but if you've ever seen any sort of Disney Channel film, you have seen this movie. But I think the worst part is how the poster and all the trailers show off Owen Wilson's character. However, we spend 98% of the screen time on these random kids as the movie slowly turns into this Gen Z version of Home Alone. And what little action is there is very grounded and not impressive whatsoever. They have this whole mystery behind Owen Wilson's character, but we rarely ever get to explore it. It almost seems like we focused on the kids for budget reasons. With number 3 comes Minions: Rise of Gru. The Minions are back for a 70s-filled Minion venture. My biggest issue with the film was why it even exists. The best example is the karate segment. 3 main minions end up getting chased into a dojo. They learn kung fu for like 15 minutes, and then it's basically never referenced or used throughout the entire film. Aside from, I think one of them did like a karate kick or something. I honestly have no idea. It felt like an SNL skit that went on for way too long. The humor, if it hits at first, quickly wears out. This movie is the perfect example of something to put on for a 2-year-old with an iPad. And its obsession with the 70s and 80s did not help this movie. Close but no cigar, number 2 is Black Adam. Black Adam is every single thing that is wrong with superhero movies. What so-called humor that there is as a joke to the character. In fact, I think Black Adam as a character is actually the biggest joke this movie has to offer. It does so incredibly little to his backstory aside from the basics. The Rock gave Black Adam an incredibly bland performance, which is strange because when it goes to flashbacks, it shows The Rock's character being quite expressive. Then it snaps to modern time and he's a stone wall. The Justice Society is a pathetic nerfed Doctor Strange. Atom Smasher is the comic relief that falls flat on its face. Hawkman is the best part, but even then, he's got some stupid lines. The writing overall for this film was just incredibly poor. Every character that had potential ended up being wasted and traded out for incredibly censored fighting, shitty writing, and piss poor character development. And no, I will not drink Zoa for number 1, the worst movie of the entire year, Disney's live action Pinocchio. This movie, I think, actually made me hate Disney, at least for the duration of this film. Everything from the out of place animation, crappy cinematography, and stupid plot elements that don't make any sense. This is not only the worst, but the most unwatchable film of 2022. Out of all the sins this movie commits, the one I hated the most was how it takes almost every scene from the original, puts it through a shit broken copy machine, pissed on the script, and posted the results. Every single scene is either entirely different or has pointless added content for the sake of runtime. Like one of the most important scenes being Pleasure Island, where kids go to drink beer and gamble, was a place changed to where kids drink soda and smash clocks. That just sounds like a fun youth group event. And it not only takes away the entire point of the original scene, but spits on any sort of moral lesson this movie might have had. Tom Hanks is the only fun part to watch because Tom Hanks is Tom Hanks, but that's it. The movie ends on a cliffhanger because I guess they didn't want to finish the film. I can't even blame them. If I was working on this unredeemable piece of garbage, I'd want to turn it in before the due date as well. But guys, that was my top 5 worst films of the year. Do you agree? And check out the top 10 best movies of the year coming out soon, or it's right here. Subscribe for 2 videos every single week. And thank you guys so much. Let's hear it for another year of Grant Guy Reviews.